Hidestay stongo, helito chichigma, osio. Welcome to another podcast of Native Wings Like an Eagle Incorporated. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Whitney Iron Poorbear, and she is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you're going to meet her as we come back, so don't go away. Welcome back to Native Wings Like an Eagle podcast. Again, we have a special guest, and you sit right here with me is Whitney Iron Poorbear, and she's from Tulsa. And I met her probably about 2 years ago, maybe at the longest, at a conference in Catoosa, I think it is, at the Hard Rock Cafe. And anyway, I wanted to bring her on because she is one of those Native women that you need to know about. She has a successful LLC called Good Voice LLC, right?
Good Voice Consulting, yes.
Okay, and so I just invited her on because she's doing a lot of good things in Indian country for our people, and I always want to introduce you guys to people who are making a difference within our Indian country. So anyway, welcome, Whitney,
Hi,
to the
thank you.
podcast. So glad that you drove down from Tulsa this morning with is this your nephew?
No, that's my son.
Oh, this is your son.
Mhm.
Okay, well, and what's your name?
Josh.
Okay, Josh. Well, he's not on camera, but good looking Indian boy over
Oh,
here.
God.
So anyway, so Whitney, I'm glad that you came again. Like I said, we met several times in the past, one in Catoosa, and then we recently met over in Lawton
Mhm.
at the Native Leaders Tribal Convening
Yes.
that was put on by the, what was it put on?
Southern Plains.
Yeah, the Southern
Plains
Plains.
Tribal Health Board.
Yeah, and that's where we met, and we had some good discussions, and I'm praying that Whitney is going to be a part of Native Wings, being consultant in partnership with us to get grants. So anyway, Whitney, welcome again, and just kind of share with us about yourself, what tribe you're from, and whatever you want to share.
Okay, yes. Okay, so my name is Whitney Iron Poorbear. I am Oglala Lakota Sioux, Rosebud Dakota, and Sisseton Wahpeton. I'm also a citizen of Cherokee Nation. And my Indian name is Tishunka Glishka Sapuya. And that's a huge part of my story, especially because I'm a person with lived experience too. I've been in recovery for about a little over 7 years. And that was kind of like the transition point, I think, for me, is receiving, because a lot of what was missing in my life was culture, for sure. And it's my identity. It's who I am, and being Native and being somebody who walks away from their culture into addiction, you kind of forget it's an identity crisis. You
Right.
forget who you are. You forget who you are anyways in addiction, right? So fast forwarding, I think, to about 4 years ago. It was almost 4 years ago. I went to Pine Ridge, South Dakota, and went to my family's home grounds, and we went and I had a ceremony. Went into a nippy and received my Indian name, and it was like that moment, that burning bush moment a lot of people talk about in their recovery. It was like it connected me to something. And I was able to, I don't know how to explain it other than to just say, like, in that moment, I was able to step into my full purpose effortlessly. It changed. I don't know what it was. It was like the doors open, and it's just like I've been walking.
Yeah.
You know, that good road, that red road, where I'm supposed to be, and doing the things that, Creator put me on earth to do. And especially being in recovery, and I've built a couple of reentry programs, and well, at least been a part of a couple youth prevention projects. I'm a grant writer by trade, and that's what I have a business, Good Voice Consulting, and that's kind of that has its own little story too. A lot of our family last name is Good Voice Iron. And so when we were put on when my ancestors were put on a reservation, it was shortened down to just Iron. And so now the Good Voice comes
Yeah,
in.
bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Yeah, bringing
Yeah.
it back full circle. But then I'm also out here doing the work that was, really in a way put against our people
Yeah.
for addiction and people who suffer from SUD, mental health disorders, anybody who has been incarcerated. Those are people that still need their voices heard.
Yeah.
And so whenever I decided to start this project and start this business, that was the intention behind it, is that no matter what we were doing, the team and I, no matter what we decided we were going to do, it was going to be, it was with good intention, basically.
Right.
And so that's kind of where that's a little story of its own.
Well, I always say too that our culture is a medicine.
It is, yes.
And we have shirts that we put on. It's like a license tag, Native Wings, but at the bottom it says culture is medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that whenever they took the culture from us, that's when we started getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so the movement now is to bring the culture back to the people so that we can heal and we can find our place now where we're supposed to be all along. I think that once we get our culture back, then the original stewardship of the land comes back to us.
Yes, exactly.
That's so important.
It is important. And I can just, as somebody, so when I started out working in this industry really from the moment I came into recovery, I was immediately put into this position to be a halfway house manager. So I've kind of always had this like, I don't know, space where I've always kind of been in the recovery industry since I've been here, since I've been in recovery. Those are just opportunities, that's kind of happened. But after I started a PRSS program for an organization in northeastern Oklahoma, one of the things that I can 100% attest to is I have seen it happen over and over and over and over again. The light come on. I will bring natives to some sort of cultural event or a ceremony, stomp dance, a meeting, or, whatever it looks like. And you can see them come out looking refreshed, or you can see somebody hear that drum beat and just start crying.
Yeah.
And like, what is this? No, this is innately inside of you. Your blood bank DNA memory says this is you. This is where you belong. And it's just igniting it,
Yeah.
And so I agree with you 100%.
When I first started Native Wings, we started in our home. And just right around that time, my pastor, who had been pastoring for 50 years, he had a teepee, a ceremonial sized teepee. And when he retired, he said, I want to give this to somebody that will use it. Excuse me. And he gave it to me. And I put it in my backyard. And when the Native men and women come out of prison and come to my home, first thing I would do is I'd take them out to the teepee. And I'd let them sit there. And I'd leave. And then I'd come back with my hand drum. And I'd sing a prayer song for them. Then I'd leave. Then when I come back, they're in there crying. And they'd say, thank you, Melvin, for grounding me back with my culture. That's what I needed. And I knew that because when I got out after 38 years, first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to get around my Native people. I wanted to find myself back in the circle.
Yeah.
You see, because that was broken for me. Even though in prison I ran hard with my Native brothers.
Yeah.
We didn't have our aunties there. We didn't have our grandmas there. We didn't have the children there.
Yeah.
And so I had partial of the circle. And I wanted the fullness of the circle. And so when I got out, I went to stomp dance. I went to powwows. I went to Indian ball games, any place there was Indian people.
Yeah.
Because to me, that really, really is what I needed. And so, our culture is so pivotal in the reintegration of our just in our lives with people, especially people coming out of prison, but also with all our people, no matter where they're at. I've had people who look non-Indian. And they say, I hear that drum, and I just feel something in me. And they say, I know I was told I had Native blood in me. I said, if you got Native blood, that's the reason why that drum's affecting you, because it's in your blood.
Yeah.
So culture is so powerful.
It is, and that drum beat also has energy.
Yes.
And energy just kind of I believe changes, in a way of like it's still there no matter what. It depends on how we receive it and how we choose to bring it in. And a lot of times when we're having those cultural songs or cultural prayers or, you know, anything spiritual in nature and we're receiving it in a positive way, it's going to affect us.
Yeah.
And also, that acceptance or willingness. And some people who I've seen before have never, this isn't what you kind of like what you were saying, never have been a part of it.
Right.
And it just hits them like a brick wall. And I'm like, it's happening. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I worked for the Cherokee Nation back in 1980, and I used to see the enrollment cards come by, and I used to see just 212th degree.
Yeah.
And I asked the elder one time, I said, why are you allowing these people to enroll in this tribe and they just have like a pin drop of blood? He said, well, you have to understand blood is so important to us. And on that walk, we lost a lot of people. And if we can just find a pin drop, that's still our blood, and we still honor that.
This is just from being Cherokee. Also, my great great grandma was a full blood, and when it trickles down, into the next generations, we're not represented by her being a full blood, and so a lot of that is, how much on paper did we lose? What data through a time frame in our history where natives were afraid to tell the truth and say, hey, I'm a full blood, I'm a pure blood. And for that's also like that piece of their identity, who they are, being taken away out of fear. Because really, when we're in fear, we're also in survival mode.
Right.
And that's intergenerational trauma.
Yeah,
right
that's that fight or flight.
It is.
Yeah, and so now in your work, all right, now I know you do grant writing. That's your specialty, right?
That's my specialty.
Tell us more about that work you do.
Yeah, so right now, Good Voice Consulting, we are in. So we have 3 tiers. So the first tier is obviously to help start up and build, brand new nonprofits from the ground up, and we connect them with different resources, and if they need a CPA, we show them how to help them get like their bank account. Like, this is important. If you want a grant, you need to have financial, your finances on paper. You have to be able to prove that why this agency or federal agency is willing to fund or invest in your program, why they should, and that they can trust your operational and make sure your policies and procedures. So we do policies and procedures. We'll help with like just this week, I think so we're helping one organization become certified through the state of Oklahoma to become a CCBHC. And then also another one was like, hey, this guy's just getting out of prison. He's Cherokee. They need this, and all these documentation. So it's kind of like we do all kinds of work. It's just a huge, whatever our clients really need.
Yeah.
Mostly we work with nonprofits, tribal organizations, and tribes as well. Predominantly in the unhoused or homeless population, SUD, MH, substance use disorder, mental health disorders, or anything kind of in that area.
Right. Now, you're not just set just for northeastern Oklahoma. You work all over the state, right?
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, we'll work with anyone who has the heart and the passion to help.
Yeah.
Anyone in seeking treatment services, recovery services. These are resources that are there that people just aren't applying for, and so we're that middle piece of. And a lot of people are terrified of it. If you want me to be 100% honest with you, that's like the number one thing. We are afraid to ask for funding because of compliance.
Right.
We don't want to mess it up. We don't want to get in trouble. No, let me show you how to do that. And we come in and we'll build evaluation tools out so that way we can collect the data to properly report and stay in compliance with the funding so it continues to come in throughout the life cycle of that grant.
And that is so important. Like for me, when I first started this 501c3, you know, man, I knew nothing about nothing. And so I just, through experience and making my mistakes and stuff, and learned off the mistakes. Now, my third year, I have a better understanding, but I still need people who are more experienced and more knowledgeable in the operation of a 501c3. And that's why when I met you, I thought, wow, these are the golden nuggets right here that this woman could give me, and so
Yeah.
I was really excited to meet you. My wife was excited to meet you. And so one of the things we want to do is just be able to let the viewers know what you're about, where you're located, the information that you have. You're located in Tulsa, right?
Yes, we're located in Tulsa. Our website is gvconsulting.pro. So if you needed to look up any information or to get in contact with us, schedule an appointment, all of that's on there. So
okay, so and we will have that on the screen for you as you get interested. We really want each and every one of you to understand that there is help. If you want to start a 501c3 to make an impact in Native country for your people, then Whitney's ones that can get you started. She can help you build your foundation. She can help you get to all the paperwork together. And being Native herself, she knows basically like we just talked about, the importance of culture being a part of your 501c3, because you're going to be reaching out to Native people if that's the direction you're going. But you don't just help just Native people.
No. We help nonprofits, any nonprofit startup or any nonprofits that are out there. We have a lot of not a lot, a handful of halfway houses.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about healing the community,
yeah,
in those cycles and those seasons of just recovery, or as a nation, Indian people, we have to have resources.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's one of my big passions, I think, right now, is really focusing on putting those resources strong foundational resources where Indian people can come, especially urban Indians.
Yes.
That's a huge issue.
Yeah.
So
most definitely. And here in Oklahoma City, as Native Wings, what we're doing, we're helping people off the res. Those
exactly.
who don't want to go back because it might be too toxic for them, or the courts won't let them go back. They're coming out of incarceration. They have to live off the res. Most of the tribes can't extend their funding off the res. And so
their jurisdictional boundaries won't allow it. But if we were to write for nonprofit organizations that are within this boundary here, or like thereof, and have those resources readily available for Indians that come out of prison, incarceration treatments, even domestic violence situations, anything like that, where there was a place, a hub, or an ecosystem that existed for them, they wouldn't have to go back.
Right.
It's not to say that they don't ever want to go back. It's when we're in those tough situations. I'm going to tell you, for me, it wasn't going to work for me to go back to where I lived at all. So I stayed in the treatment and my recovery, world for 14 months before I ever came back to Oklahoma. And that probably saved my life.
Yeah.
And
that's the main thing with Native Wings, because we know that tribal reintegration services are available, but you have to go back to the reservation to be a part of them. And that's what happened with me when I got out. My tribe said, we will give you all the resources you need, but you got to come live on the res. And I'm like, I don't want to live on the res. I want to live offside the res. So I was limited from getting resources from my tribe. And so now with Native Wings, like I said, we are here for those who have chosen to live off the reservation, get full reintegration services off the res. And one of my things is getting the 39 tribes together in unity, and helping their tribal members who are living off the reservation, so to give them what they need to reintegrate back into society. My whole goal is to help them out for the first year, and then send them back to the res so they can be an asset to the tribe and not a burden.
Yeah.
And so that's our mission right there. So anyway, so what else would you like to share with us concerning your work or just whatever you feel like people need to know?
Well, I guess I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, I just like I said, I've been in recovery for a little over 7 years now. Um, I built a I've like well okay so when I worked for the Peoria tribe, I built a reentry program, a mental health, a substance abuse. Um, we were venturing into the veteran sector, and so that's kind of like a harm reduction, and then harm reduction, youth prevention, but then we were starting to venture into the veterans kind of area, so to speak. And so what really, I don't know, I think what's been on my heart and my mind is, what does it look like to, as a veteran myself, I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, and there are resources and there are services that I've just been doing, like like I said, it's just kind of been on my heart. Like, I know that we can plug our culture with the trauma that veterans and first responders have encountered, and like marry that, put it together, because there's something healing about that. Like, I know I was talking to this Kiowa Indian one time, and he was talking to me about gourd dancing and how important it is to them and for their culture, and it being like a war dance. And so as a veteran, I've always, and they're awesome songs. I'm telling you, it's like powerhouse. It was like right through you, and I'm like, whoa. And they have that's when I think of culture and I think of the trauma and the experiences that veterans, or like I said, even first responders have experienced. To me, I can feel it. And I can't explain it, but I'm that kind of a nerd, and I'm like, let's collect the data on this. Let's do a survey.
Well, that's important for you. That's your makeup there.
If you can write it out, all you gotta do is circle, and I can write it into existence.
And that's what we need more of. People who can do that and help us out. When I was in prison, what was such therapeutic for me was bead work.
Oh,
I used to
know.
sit in there and bead, and that was so therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Or I would take out the drum to the ball field and have the brothers come and we just sing around the drum during where everybody's playing softball. We got the drum over there and we're singing, and that was really, really therapeutic for us. So, I'm just culture to me has always been something that's been in my heart, and it's something I'll always push forward, no matter where I go, to help my people.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also going to be the head lady at the Broken Arrow Veterans Day Powwow.
Okay.
And that's going to be September 26th.
Okay.
And it's at the Broken Arrow High School.
We need to remember that date, September 26th. Let's go out and support Whitney, as she's the head lady dancer.
Yep.
Of Broken Arrow Powwow. Man, that's a great honor.
Yeah, and all the veterans that are being represented on, because I think everyone on the head staff this year is a veteran.
And I do want to thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
In the military, and I'm just, I'm honored. I'm even more honored now that I knew that I didn't know you was a veteran. So that to me is just a blessing. So, we have anything else we want to share?
I don't think so. I think that's.
You got a dance or? Hey,
no.
Indian joke. You got an Indian joke. We always got to have an Indian joke.
I told you to send me a message of all the questions. I would have thought of something. Listen, I'm an analytical person.
Yeah.
Or a data person.
Well, what I've always said is, how do you get 100 elder Indians mad at you at the same time?
How?
Just say bingo.
Oh, God. That is so true.
You'll get them all mad at you. Anyway, thank you for coming, Whitney, to be on this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Every one of you that are watching today, this is a very, very wonderful woman. She's experienced. She knows her stuff. And if you ever need to contact her, her information is going to be on the screen here, and you'll be able to contact her. Reach out to her. and she's open to you. Let her give her services to you, and let's help impact Native country more than it's ever been. She's here for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions
Mm-hmm.
or, it needs any direction, just advice, information, I'm also a resource hub for that too.
Yes.
So just reach out anytime.
That's good. So how do you say, we know there's no bye in our native languages. How do you say later or whatever in your language?
In Cherokee,
Either one, Sioux, Cherokee.
I don't know how to
Well,
say it in Sioux or Cherokee.
Okay.
I mean, I think I know how to say it in Cherokee, but I can't remember.
Okay.
So,
All right. So anyway, I'm still learning too. So in my Creek language, we're gonna go ahead and end, but we just say Hadam Chihichades means we will see you again.